Hi again, everyone. This is Making Vinyl at Masterdisc. I'm Scott Hall. I'm here with Garrett, and we're going to talk about a really interesting / maybe not so interesting topic. Behind me, we have artistically draped over a essential element, essential component of a disc cutting system. And you may be wondering what's behind the curtain. So let's do a reveal.
Yeah.
It is a couple ugly tanks. And now you know why we cover them. Short one is helium. No, we don't do party balloons. I'll explain why we use helium. And nitrogen. The nitrogen is an inert gas, compressed air that has no moisture in it. Compressed air that you put in your tires or that's used around the shop.
It's gathered from around you.
It's atmosphere.
Yeah.
Atmosphere has moisture in it. You compress it, and as soon as it cools off, the moisture droplets actually come out. One of the difficulties in doing automotive finishes is getting that air really, 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 really dry. So we have a similar problem. This is a lacquer. And if you get any moisture on the lacquer, you get a water spot. Interestingly enough, it doesn't just dry up and go away, it leaves a stain. That when you plate it, the stain follows onto the part. Actually, miraculously, I don't still understand why, I just know it does. So we have to protect, we have to cause ourselves to not release any moisture from our mouths.
Good handling habits.
We cannot talk directly over it unless you suck all the moisture out of your mouth. And even then it doesn't really work. One of the interesting benefits of working with masks on during the pandemic was that we were actually protecting ourselves. So, but we've learned how to not get moisture on the disc. But then when we have to dust it off, we need to blow air on it. And so everybody's seen those little dust-off containers that you use around. They're so cold that they cause the air to condense, the water in the air to condense, and it'll leave water spots on as well. So our nitrogen is just a gas that we use to blow off the dust. It's harmless, and it doesn't have any lasting effect on the lacquer, but the dust is gone. So the groove is so small that the tiniest little particle of anything can be picked up by the stylus as it's going by and drag through the groove and cause noise. Plus, when you're looking at the disc for the quality control of disc, if you see a defect, you can't tell whether it's just dust laying on the surface or it's actually a defect in the disc. So that's why we have to use the nitrogen to blow it off. The helium is not used all the time, and it is used in very, very small quantities. This hose right here at the front of the head pumps helium gas, a very, 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 very small amount of helium gas, into the space where the voice coils are. Helium, as it turns out, because of its place in the table of the elements.
Periodic table.
Thank you. I knew there was a technical. I don't have my lab coat on. I can't remember this. Helium is a better conductor of heat than air. Sure. Than just the atmosphere that we breathe, or better than nitrogen, or better than anything else. It's quite a bit more expensive, and eventually that ends up being part of the process. But we only need that when we're really putting a lot of level into the cutter head. We've talked in other videos about the RIAA filter causing us to have to record very accelerated high frequencies. That causes heat buildup in the head, literally.
Lots of very fast movement.
Lots of movement, high current, moderate voltage, but very high current. Think of it this way. This cutter head, while it's a very small and precise piece of machinery, it's acting like speakers and is actually connected to the amps in the cutting rack that are driving voice coils just like speakers. So we don't usually move our speakers so fast that we have to cool them, but considering that this thing has to drive the stylus down into the disc, it has to create more, it's doing more work than just moving the voice coil around in the air. Helium does not affect the groove quality. It just saves the head from being damaged by melting down the voice coils. So that's it. That's why we have these ugly tanks sitting behind me. And that's not any more exciting than that.
Yeah, ugly yet valuable.
Yes, we have to have them. All right, Come back for more. This has been Making Vinyl at Masterdisc with Scott and Garrett. See you next time.